Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Rob. Rob is from Nottingham in England, in the UK. So let's see what Rob has to say. Enjoy the interview. Get it? Great to go?
Yeah, ready.
Amazing. So, hello, Rob. How are you?
I am fantastic, Will. How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
No worries. I've been looking forward to it. We've obviously been in
Yeah,
contact the last few days.
yeah, we've been talking for the last few days. Good to meet up. So
Uh,
tell me, how's your day going so far? Enjoying the heat?
Yeah, very hot. I take you're in the UK as well, aren't you?
Yes, some days the UK, yes.
So yeah, I'm working indoors today, which is never nice. But yeah, we got to take every bit of good weather that we do get in the UK because obviously we don't get much. How about yourself? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been great actually. It's been good. I like when the weather is warm, so people, you can see the vibe around. People they feel more happier. There is something about the warm days that people enjoy it. So it's good to see.
Definitely some more smiles here.
So tell me, where are you from, Rob?
I'm currently in Nottingham,
Okay.
but originally from Essex.
Ah, amazing. And why the change from Essex to Nottingham?
To be fair, I've moved around the UK quite a bit. Um, I moved from Southend-on-Sea
Okay.
to Colchester, from Colchester to Stoke-on-Trent,
Wow.
from Stoke-on-Trent to Manchester, and then from Manchester to Nottingham.
Oh, wow. Actually, I've been stuck on track a long time ago.
Yeah, did you like it?
I did. I was working in a hotel at the time, and we went to visit a cookery company where they make cookery.
No,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
There's lots of kilns around there, and it's quite well known for that.
yes, it was
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, it's been a while ago. So you've been moving different places, and all your family are back in Essex.
Yeah, I've just been to visit them this weekend. I had two brothers' birthdays in 2 days.
Oh
So,
wow,
yeah, one was on the 25th, one was on the 26th. So it's been
oh,
quite nice. And
amazing. And what's the biggest joy of living in Nottingham so far, in your opinion?
the biggest joy of living in Nottingham is such a vibrant city. It's
Yeah.
filled with thousands of students. And what I like is sort of everything in the city is within like a 20-minute walk.
Okay.
So super, super nice and easy. And then the other thing that's great about Nottingham is nothing's too far away. If you want to go to London, it's only a couple of hours, Manchester, a couple of hours, and so on. It's pretty central.
I see. If I would come for Nottingham for the very first time, tell me a place that I should go. I cannot miss it for any reason.
Food or do something else?
About the city, something interesting about the city that it's the postcard of Nottingham.
The postcard. Oh, I don't know if I could, that's a bit of pressure, Will. Cleaver and Wake is absolutely incredible to eat at.
Okay.
Um, we really enjoyed visiting the caves. That was pretty cool.
Okay.
Um, Robin Hood and experience you might have heard in the background. Where else is that? There was also I can't remember, there's a park and they filmed Batman there.
Wow.
What is really cool to be fair, it's absolutely beautiful. So there's lots of nice nature places around, and
Mhm.
there's the Peak District, probably about half an hour away.
Okay.
There's nice walks like Mam Tour and things like that. It's absolutely gorgeous to get out obviously out in the open.
Amazing. And what do you do for work for living, Rob?
A few different things.
Okay.
I was recently just watching one of your one of your interviews that had that question come up. It shocked me. But yeah, I cut hair, so I'm a barber, and I've got a few other little bits and bobs that I earn a bit of money from.
Oh, wow. So tell me a little bit about your career as a barber. It's been a long time that you've been doing it, or it's something new for you?
Yeah, well over 10 years now. Something that I've come away from, Will, so many times, and I've
Okay.
always ended back right there with it. And I think it's one of those jobs that I would happily do for free, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
And I don't think it's so much the cutting the hair. I think it's the engaging with people,
Mm-hmm.
talking. Like I feel when I talk to people, I get energy from it.
Yeah,
So yeah, and then it's like someone comes in, they don't feel that great. Maybe they've had a hard morning, or you never know what's going on in someone's life.
absolutely.
But then you cut their hair, you make them feel more confident about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They feel better within themselves. But then you can have a deep, meaningful conversation.
Yeah,
I think that's priceless. You know, not just your average, you going on holiday this year, but you can build such amazing connections through people.
absolutely.
And everyone's got a story. I think, yeah, as you know, it's probably a big reason why you do this podcast. It is a podcast, isn't it? But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like it's incredible what you can learn. Um,
Absolutely.
you've got two ears and one mouth. And that's one of the sayings I absolutely love. So
Did,
yeah,
did
all walks of life.
did you get very busy after the lockdown, 2020?
That was crazy. So that was actually when I just moved to Stoke-on-Trent.
Right.
And I remember got a job at the barber's, I think about 3 months before I moved up. And then I moved up. And by the time that I moved up, because obviously the lockdown was coming back in, I think we were booked well over for a month.
Oh,
So I'm in this new town city, I don't know anyone apart from my partner, um, or previous partner. Um, and yeah, I just sort of straight away, I met hundreds of people. I didn't have to worry about money or anything like that. I was just all set. And that obviously spawned loads of different relationships. And yeah, I had a good time there.
I remember when the lockdown finished. I remember someone post on social media, like the lawyers getting richer and the barbers as well getting very richer after lockdown.
Yeah. The amount of butch haircuts we saw was unreal because everybody's mum, brother, sister, and cousin was cutting their hair at home. So honestly, you would see the most monstrosities of I think mullets were a big thing then, even more than now.
Amazing. Rob, so before we start our journey, William the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself, or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Something interesting that nobody knows about me. I'm quite an open person, so I think everybody knows. One thing that I'm extremely proud of is that the 28th of next month, I'll be 2 years sober from everything.
Amazing. Wow, that's a big thing for sure. Wow.
Yeah, something I'm proud of. So yeah, and I think, one thing, if I could put a positive light on that message, if anybody's ever struggling, there's so many places to reach out these days.
Mm-hmm.
Ask your local citizens advice, or ask somebody locally and just see if you can obviously find some help, because my life is unimaginably beautiful. It's crazy. Today I am well and truly happy.
Wow. You're never alone. There's always someone there to help you out, to talk about, to share experiences. And as you said, reach out. Could be to a family, to an organization, to a stranger, anyone. Yeah, talk about, and you're gonna feel better afterwards, and you're gonna take in a beautiful direction. That's what I believe as well.
Without a doubt. Thank you, Will.
Rob, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey for your memories in life and share your point of views?
Let's go.
Amazing. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I've got here my best friend. Full of random fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Right. So before we start the game, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer or you don't want to talk about, always can change, okay?
Yeah.
First question for you is, what's your idea of a perfect day?
Ooh, idea of a perfect day. Wake up. It's sunny. It's not too hot, but it's just nice. Nice to come out in your shorts and t-shirt. The smell of coffee. A whole nice glass of ice cold water. I do some exercise of any sort.
Yeah.
And something just real fun and jam-packed. And maybe even take somebody on a trip that doesn't have much fun and get them to have tons of fun.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think, you know, a part of being happy is seeing others happy, isn't it? Whether that be anything, take them skydiving.
Wow.
I did that last year. It was incredible.
Oh, wow.
Go out for a lovely meal. Maybe a nice walk down the beach. And a movie and some snacks.
Ooh. It's finished.
Yeah.
It's finished the day very romantic.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself to be more of a morning, a day person, or more of an evening, night person?
I'm a morning person whose favorite day of the week is a Monday. So yeah.
I love Mondays. I love Mondays as well. Mondays.
Yeah, favorite day of the week.
Yeah,
How about yourself, Will? What would be your perfect day?
Perfect day, very similar to yours. I think perfect day okay, I know I answer for you. My perfect day is when I go to bed feeling very tired, that I had a very productive day, that I did things that I feel happy about it. Things that made my day very busy. I love being busy as well. I'm early bird. I love waking up early. So when I lie down in bed and I feel like, wow, I can sleep now. I feel like this was a perfect day for me. Yeah,
The
that's how
feeling complete.
Yes, it's a great feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Amazing. Next question, let's do it. Hey Rob, next question is,
Yes.
what do you consider most romantic?
See, me and my partner have conversations about this because there's 5 different types of love language, isn't there?
Yes, absolutely.
What do I find most romantic? Probably acts of love, I would say.
Yeah.
Acts of love, and when someone surprises you with something and they've gone ahead and just used the initiative just to go and do that, and they know that's going to help you or rest your mind a bit, those sort of things.
Do you consider? Yep. Carry on.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a good answer?
There's no right or wrong answer.
But yeah, I think so. Yeah, or just, when someone's done something really thoughtful out of their heart.
Tell me something. Tell me a situation or something that somebody ever done for you that was very romantic, or that you've done to someone that it kind of impressed them. If you can share.
So many things. Mine's racing now. I think the amount of effort that my girlfriend goes to make sure, even like on my birthday, she's always making sure that everything's all set out. I walked out and there was lovely balloons. She really made the day, what's the right way to say it? just seamless. I think, you know, I don't really get along well with not so much as stress, just as like frictions. You know, I'm very like, what will be, what will be. And, you know, my birthday's recently just been, and she made it just perfect. It was just awesome. It just flowed. There was no resistance. It was just like, let's do this, this, this. And we ended up in all places. And yeah, there was just no worry. There was just
Wow.
like, yeah, I think so anyway. Um, Probably not the most romantic, but to me, that was a special day.
Absolutely. I think gestures, people when they give us genuine gestures, I think it's very romantic when thoughtful moments, doesn't matter how or how people connect with us and they know us and they know how to, give this little is extra smile for us. That's
Without a
fantastic.
doubt. What
Amazing.
would you say for yourself?
Romantic for me, it's when they give their time. I think when someone give their time to you, as you said, in a special way. I think nowadays we are so busy with our own lives, and when someone like they put an effort to see you or to be with you or to spend a great time with you, I think that's it's a romantic thing for sure.
That, I think I probably need to work on that myself.
Next question, let's do it. Okay, Rob, before the next question, as you mentioned in the beginning of the interview about your sober journey so far, you are going to reach 2 years, yeah? Two
Yeah.
questions in one. Two questions in one. The first part of the question is, when was the moment that you realized, okay, I need to change my life, I need to start a new journey, I need to, get things in a different direction? And the second part of the question is, what has been the most challenging part for you to get to the place where you are right now, those almost 2 years now? Are you okay to talk about it?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. So what got me there, from moving towns all those times, in recovery, it's called a geographical. So I would move town to town, running away from the problem. Obviously, being the substances, the alcohol, and so on. And it took me four towns or four cities before I truly believed it was me that was the problem and not the place.
Right.
I think when it finally hit me, hit me, was when I looked back and I saw each place that I had been to, because I was so much in myself at the time. I was always, oh, it's me that's hurt, it's me that's hurt. But then I looked back and I looked over and I realized all of these people that I had hurt, destroyed, damaged, and I had left with all of this mess. And that was a hard pill to swallow, to be honest with you. Yeah, and then I realized, I can't carry on like this. And I went through some real dark times, and I had so many people along my journey. They helped me. And so many people, with the help that they gave me, I spat it back in their face. I'll forever be grateful for the help that they gave me. I'm sorry, especially if they ever see this. But yeah, I think that was the point, realizing the damage that I had caused. What was the next question again, sorry?
What has been the most challenging part for you to get to the place where you are right now?
Myself. Me in the way of me. My thinking, because my thinking's delusional sometimes. I pray a lot around that. My thinking will tell me all sorts of things. So, oh, it's a good idea to pick up a drink, or, oh, one won't hurt. It will tell me, I'll do that. That's a really good idea. So yeah, getting out of myself. Best way I've found for doing that is doing something for someone else. That is probably the best way to get out of self. If you're feeling a little bit slopey, mopey, you know, you're feeling life's a bit down at the moment, go and do something for someone else, whether that be a random act of kindness. Don't tell anybody about it. Just do it. See how you feel. But yeah, getting out of self.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing. Thank you.
Otherwise, thank you, Will.
Next question is, what's your most embarrassing moment?
Let me get out my library. Yeah, there's a lot. Wow. Most embarrassing moment. I've got some painful ones down there.
Oops.
Yeah. When I was very young, I got caught shoplifting. I think I was about 12 for condoms and vibrating willy rings. And then they called my step parents, and yeah, we I think got kicked out of Southend, and yeah, that was very embarrassing.
That's
Especially for a
funny.
12-year-old. Yeah, definitely.
Do you remember how old were you at the time?
About 12. Yeah,
That's what you
I think
said.
so. Yeah.
And you said that you have just two brothers, or you have other siblings as well?
Lots of siblings. Come from a bit of a mixed family.
Oh, wow.
Brothers, sisters, but yeah.
And which family you feel more connected with right now? You feel more close to right now? There is somebody in your family?
So no, I sort of feel close to them all, if that makes sense. I speak to some sort of every day. My brother Will, me and him have always stuck together like this. My sister Fran, sister Amy, I suppose they're the three that I speak to the most, and we're always quite connected.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference between you and your brother Will, and the biggest similarity?
I think our humor is definitely the biggest similarity. Because our biggest difference is probably the smartest guy I know. He is so intelligent, it's unreal. It's scary. And then with myself, I'd say I'm people smart, but I wouldn't say I'm book smart.
Okay, so let's see now that your brother Will is watching this interview right now, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send him a message. What would you say?
Thank you. I'm grateful for you. And I love you for everything that you've done for me through thick and thin. How many times you've pulled me out of that gutter.
Wow.
How you've never given up on me. Thank you for inspiring me to be a better person. I love you.
Oh, I can see him smiling right now. I've got goosebumps. Look, my goodness. Wow, that's amazing. I think connection with our siblings is very special. You know what I mean? Family, they always hold a special place in our hearts, for sure.
You got many siblings, Will?
I've got one sister younger than me, 3 years. We are totally the opposite, literally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When people go like, how can you be siblings? You are totally different. Yeah. Ready for another question?
Yeah, fire away.
Let's do it. Next question is, this is going to be very easy for you. What has been the lowest point of your life?
Addiction. Where it took me to. Tons of things I did in my darkest days.
And when you look back to those dark days, you know that you are in a better place right now. When you look back in those darker places, what's the positive outcome that you took out of those time, if you can share? Do you remember something that for you, you know, that you are in a way grateful for those dark moments?
Gratitude is where everything has to come from. know from being in that place, if I can get through that, not only can I show others how to get from that sort of place, and I
Mhm.
can share my survival guide, not much can affect me, if that makes sense. If I can get through that, I'm sure I can get through anything. And it led me to seeking help from something else. And that's filled my life with more hope, more joy, more love than I could ever even imagined. And with that love and that hope and that joy, nothing's a problem anymore. You know,
Wow. And the opposite side of the question, what has been the happiest point in your life so far?
happiest point. Um, my missus is going to be like, meeting me.
Besides that, of course, this is everyone knows that.
um, happiest point of my life. Every day is joyous.
Understand, absolutely.
There's something to enjoy in every day, and I can't actually put something onto a certain day. But yeah, I'm just grateful for today, to be honest with you, Will.
Do you believe that happiness is a choice?
Yes and no.
Tell me about it.
I do believe happiness can be a choice. You can choose to move to something that is going to make you more joyous or more happy. You can make choices. But sometimes when let's say you are in a dark place, that choice doesn't feel available.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, I don't know. That's a difficult question, that one. What would you say?
I think I totally agree. It's a choice. However, it's not, in some circumstances, it's difficult to see as a choice. It's, you just face as a reality, and sometimes you can just, you cannot understand the meaning of happiness sometimes in life.
Fathom it. Yeah.
Next question. Let's do it. Right. Of course, you always can dance with me.
Yeah.
Before the next question, of course, we got connected through TikTok. Yeah. So tell me about your page. When of course, I watch several videos of yours, and my God, your energy is just like exploding everywhere. So tell me about your page. People who watched you, people who would you like to watch your page, go to check your page on TikTok. What is about? Tell me. I know you do some challenges, about fitness, but tell me a little bit about it. What would you like people to take with them, or to when they watch your videos? What's about that you are trying to get it out in the world out there?
Wow, I only started it literally 3 to 4 weeks ago, I believe.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, 4 weeks ago.
Wow.
It was kind of crazy because it just blew up overnight. Um, what I think is absolutely, it's madness with social media. You never know. Sort of one day you can be there, and the next day, everything's, yeah, it's crazy, to be honest with you. The biggest thing I like, especially like with that challenge that I set out, was one, I could inspire others or motivate them
Mhm.
to get healthy, to get fit. And yeah, just like for the simplicity of just doing one thing every day, that might lead them on to do something else and something else, and maybe get a bug for getting themselves in a better shape. Two is that, like, it's sort of like a dream job, to be honest with you. It's,
Yeah.
getting paid to promote stuff that I love and I like. I'm not too shy of the camera, as you can probably tell, Will. I don't mind. Do you know what I mean? People are going to think what they're going to think. Sometimes you'll probably notice with TikTok, it can be either a lovely place or a very cruel place. And the amount of lovely comments and the encouragement I've got, that's been lovely. And then like I do see the hate, and the hate, I think, like, I notice with a lot of other TikTokers, what they do is when someone comments like something hateful, they'll reply something with something sarky or something, two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd take a different approach and just be me, where I just put love hearts and I've commented and sort of, and like the amount of people that have put something hateful and then I've commented with a love heart going like, you're right, or, something like that. They've replied back to it going, oh yeah, I'm good. They've followed my account, and now they like all my stuff, and some of them I've had a chat with. And yeah, just seeing that, because I think, I don't know, there's a lot of people that are, I don't, there's a lot of evil in the world. I think like a lot of people can let that consume. And I think like people just need other people to be nice to them.
And fitness also a part of your life?
It's becoming a bigger part of my life. Definitely. I love how I feel after working out. I feel great for it. After a few months of working out, because you don't see the progress straight away, obviously, you'll see it after a delayed amount of time. And then starting to see that and know that you've put the effort, the work in to get there. You've been accountable to do that. You've showed up for yourself. I think that's, that's beautiful, because that's an achievement within yourself. Obviously, I'm nowhere. I think I've got, what's it called? I don't know, where you think you're small. But I do think I always want to be better and better and better and better. Probably that's something that I need to work out on, because in my eyes, I'd want to be massive. I want to look like 4. Yeah, probably lent off on a right tangent then, but apologies, Will.
I see. Next question is, who would you swap lives with for a day if you could, for any reason?
Jesus.
Tell me why.
I don't think there's a pure way of life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like your answer, and I could see you're going somewhere very very special. Nice one. Right. I have 3 questions left. Let's do it. Hey, Rob from England. Next question is, what did you want to be growing up?
I don't want to be growing up. I think first of all, what did I want to be? Fireman, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to ask my mum that. To be honest with you, I don't remember much. I know that I've always wanted to be successful, and I know that the more time goes on now, success is what you declare as success. So yeah, yeah.
And for you, Rob, of course, through your videos, talking to you as well, I can see that you are a very approachable person. You have this aura, this charisma. You always been this way, or you kind of some part of your life just changed?
I think, yeah, I think I've always been this way. But I think it's only amplified over time. I think a lot of the things stopped me from being that way. But once I sort of opened up, I grew up, I developed over time, I realized that I am comfortable being this way. And I think, if I can spread a little bit of my light onto others, job done.
Do you feel like you are living your best life right now?
Yeah. Like, yeah, it can be better. Yeah, it can be worse. Yeah, just for today I am. Because, like, you know, tomorrow's not promised. Yeah, I'd love to be in a Ferrari right now or a Lambo. It'd be great, and I'll be living my best life. Or, you know, I could be sitting in some room or tent or wherever. But for today, do you know what? I'm just, yeah, just for today, I'm grateful and I'm living my best life.
Amazing. 2 questions left. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Before the next question, Rob, through your career as a barber, you know, as you mentioned, you know, of course, I believe as well, sometimes you share a lot with them. I think there is a connection there through the, you know, it's so interesting because it's so true. As soon as you sit there, you know, there is, you know, you start talking, start sharing your day, and suddenly you can go very deep into conversation. It can happen. Saying that, tell me a situation through your career that you're never gonna forget. I'm sure you have a lot, but there's a situation that you're never gonna forget, something that maybe, you know, somebody shared with you, or maybe experience with someone regarding their haircut, anything that for you, you're always gonna remember.
Mm. I've had so many, to be honest. Well, I'll tell you one thing that happened today. And it was beautiful. It was literally a couple of hours ago, just when I finished, a person just walking off the street. It's a lovely guy called Adam. And this guy, he lived in, where did he live? In the Bermuda, he lived in Canada, he lived all around the world. And he was just visiting Nottingham. And I didn't realize I was just having my usual sort of conversation and telling him quite similar to actually about me moving around, funny enough. And he was talking about his moving to a different town, and, you know, he's talking about his situations, what I won't dive into. And yeah, we had a beautiful conversation, and, you know, it was just a really nice guy. Anyway, something happened. He said he was going over the road for a drink. So I had to go over to the road to go and grab him and have a chat with him. And he came back over and his phone had died. And he said he'd been sitting there for half an hour without a phone and just his drink. And he said, out of all my travels, I haven't met somebody in such a long time that's made me really think about the way things that you've made me feel. And
Wow.
that made me feel like what I'm doing is right. And he gave me a hug. And yeah, that was nice. Just when he came back into the barber shop, he was speaking to one of my colleagues and saying about that. And my colleague said I was pure light.
Wow.
Even now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great. Next question is, if you could make up a school subject, what that would be and why? A new one.
Communication skills.
Very good. And why is that?
Because you can be a 10 out of 10 in a subject, but if you can only communicate it a 2 out of 10, you're only a 2 out of 10. I think so many people have so much they can get in touch with, but if they could communicate it with a broader perspective of people, maybe they can change the world.
Yeah, communication is the main key. So many situations. I think everything, you know what I mean? Relationship, friendship, colleagues, even with yourself. I think when you communicate yourself in a great way or in a genuine way, I think you can get yourself in a good place. Yeah.
Thank you, Will.
Let's communicate. Let's be more open and, you know, talk about, you know, even sometimes we have, you know, all of us, we have taboos, we have things that made us feel a little bit shy to talk about it, and sometimes just break it and you see how you're gonna be, you feel better and you're gonna be more open about things for sure. Last question, ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Last one. But before the last question, people watch this interview. Maybe someone it's facing a situation with addiction, or maybe they are in a place where they want to change, they want to start a new journey, what would be your best piece of advice for those people?
It's a difficult question. Obviously, number one, seek help.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say, really, because I would have said admit that you're powerless, but that's something that someone has to do by themselves. You know, I thought I still had control. You know, it took me 5 years of going in and out of meetings and in and out of recovery rooms and things like that for me to get it. You know, I think find out why you're doing it for you to get sober, because you won't do it for other people.
Mm-hmm.
You'll only get to the point, you know, I couldn't deal with me hurting any more people. You know, it was that illness. Find out why. And, you know, what I will say is, like, just give it a try, getting sober. If you put as much effort to getting sober, no, if you put as much effort to getting substances or alcohol, or even half as much effort to getting sober, you'll do amazing.
Okay. All right. Last question is, usually, what is the first thing that you think about when you wake up?
Got another day. Come on. I'm alive.
I love it. Do you have like a morning routine that you do every single day or not?
Religiously. Yeah, for the last couple, oh yeah, for the last 2 years, easy, maybe a bit longer, because I had some time in and out. But yeah, I wake up. First thing I do is I pray. I think that should be the exact center of everything, how it starts. If I've done that, I've got God's will and not my will. I don't need to worry. I don't, because normally first thing in the morning, my brain is just racing with all sorts of thoughts. I pray, and it's like it just quietens it down a little bit. And then I do a meditation, and it quietens it down a little bit more. And then after that, I go onto it's a Bible app. And then they've got 2 tasks for the day. I've done that every single day. And that is like, again, I'm just putting the right thing into my head. Now, I've done those 3 things. Now I can let whatever is going on in the world in, because now I have defenses, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Then recently, it's slightly changed a sliver. What I'm trying to work out, to be honest with you. But I normally send out a morning message to, I don't know, 50 plus people, just like a message of positivity. Then I'll do some readings. So I'm in lots of different WhatsApp groups, and they send some lovely readings, and I'll always read them. And then I'll put them into a different WhatsApp group that I'm sort of the host of for other people to read. Then I will put on normally some sort of speech could be a motivational speech, it could be anything like that. I've probably listened to those for the last 5 years. And then, yeah, that's it really. But the one thing that's changed just a tiny bit is doing the TikTok uploads.
Uh-huh.
So because I've set out to do 4 a day, 8, 12 p.m., 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. It's sort of like trying to fit that in. So now, like, yeah, I'll put that just before I send out the morning message, and then I'll jump onto the morning message.
Amazing. I love it. Right, so on the internet, let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Let's start with money.
Sorry?
Money.
Money. Fun.
Fear.
Fear.
Yeah.
Hope.
Family.
Love.
Life.
Joy. God. Passion.
One word for sex.
Passion.
Love.
Whole.
Religion.
The way.
Politics.
Absolute. Rubbish.
Okay. Friendship.
The center.
Desire.
Alignment.
Regret.
Forgive.
Success.
Contentment.
One word for wish.
Do.
Happiness.
Start.
One word for Essex.
Rain.
Rain.
Rain. Yeah.
Actually, tonight on the Magic Box is going to go live a lovely man from Essex tonight, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, Francis.
It's a gorgeous place.
He's a singer. One word for Nottingham.
Green.
One word for England.
United.
Okay. And the last one now. Life with Robert James. One word.
Life of Robert James. My story.
Okay, I love it. Okay, let's pretend now I'm going to meet your missus, your partner, for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, define Rob in one positive word and one negative word only. What should say?
My missus is standing there. Can I ask her?
Of course, I can hear her voice. You can scream out, she can shout. One word for one positive and one negative.
Positive is generous. Negative is self-loathing.
What's your name? Sorry, what's your name?
Alexandra.
Alexandra, if I would ask his brother, Will, would be the same answer or be a different answer? What do you think?
I think maybe slightly different.
For example?
I think the positive would be role model, and I think the negative would be I don't think he would have a negative for him.
So I believe he's the older brother. I believe Rob is, you are the older one.
No, Rob's the younger one.
Oh, really? Oh, I love it. He was a role model. I love that. It's amazing. Usually it's the older one who gives this, you know, amazing. Thanks, Alexandra, for participating on the show. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Right, let's play now, Rob, in the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before you ask me the question, people watching this interview right now, if they would like to come to have a haircut with you, tell me something about your skills, something about you that is different compared with other barbers around the world or around Nottingham.
So no, really. I think everyone's got their own speciality.
And you are so modest.
Apparently not to some.
I'm joking.
I don't know. I think it's not just in a haircut. It's more of an experience. It's but there's lots of amazing barbers out there. There's lots of people that will make everything special in their own way. So just find a barber that you feel comfortable with.
Amazing. Okay, Rob, you can ask me a question now.
Righto. So I read that one earlier and you sort of asked me it already.
Okay.
But the question for William, can you pinpoint a moment in your life that fundamentally changed your perspective or trajectory?
Wow, what a great question. My God, you put me in the spot right now. Yeah, let me think now. Wow, so many so many situations in my life that have changed, that took me in a great direction. Wow. Okay, you know what? I left Brazil, Rob, when I was 19 years old. Yeah, I was 19, and oh my God, when I look back, I was like, my God, how can you across the world like on your own when you're 19 years old? And I'm so grateful for that. That life presented me this opportunity, because I feel the best now. I feel that I'm meant to be here in England, in London. You know what? I remembered. I'm gonna share a story with you. When I was living in Portugal before moving to England, I was working in a restaurant, and I remember all my colleagues. They were older than me. They were already married. They had kids, and when I look back, I was very lucky, because they kind of adopted me. Yeah, when they saw this young,
Yeah.
19 years old, they kind of, they were there for me. And I remember once, the very beginning was my second, the third week in Portugal. I was there, and before we opened the restaurant, we had a meal all together. So you had a meal, we were talking, we were chilling a little bit before we opened the restaurant. And one of those moments, I remember, I didn't realize, I finished eating and I went to the corner in the restaurant, and I was this window there, and I was looking, when you are looking away and lost your thoughts, yeah?
Yeah.
Suddenly, this colleague of mine, he came up to me and he said, did you leave a girlfriend back in Brazil? I was like, no, why? And he was like, William, I can see you here very sad, melancholic, and he said something to me that it was one of the best advice I ever had. He said to me, William, look, Brazil is going to be there always for you. Brazil is not going to run away. Yeah. You just arrived in Portugal. I know you are very young. You don't know, you don't have friends. You're just starting a new life right now. Give a chance. Yeah. Give a chance to yourself. No, don't give up easily. Yeah. If it goes wrong, Brazil's going to be there always for you. Your family are there. Your friends are there. They're not going to run away from you. So keep strong. You are very young now. Trust me, Rob, it was one of the best advice I ever had. So back to your question, I would say, sometimes you need those voices. You need people to kind of guide you somehow. And that for me was a moment when I realized that, I was stronger than I thought I was. And I could do much more than I think I could at the time. So I think that for me was a moment when I realized that, you know, guess what? I'm here now. Let me do it. There are no plan B, just plan A. So let me make the most of it. So that was a
The
moment.
in the now.
Absolutely. That was a moment for me that I needed, that little moment with this colleague of mine, because sometimes, even when you have knowledge, sometimes when you hear it from somewhere else, it kind of reminds you and wake you up. So I remember that day when he told me that. I was like, oh my God, that's so true. Let me keep going. Let me try. If it goes wrong, I can go back to Brazil. Yeah,
What's the worst that can happen?
I
It
know.
only takes that one person to plant that seed.
Absolutely. And I remember the moment. And guess what? It's been over 20 years since that happened. So, yes. And I still remember. And I'm so glad that I had this moment, because I remember I felt so powerful. I felt so strong after that, little conversation we had. And I think he
Weight
didn't,
lifted off.
yes, I think he didn't realize the big impact he was giving to me at that time. So, yes, that was a moment that for me kind of changed my thoughts and a way of approaching life. Back to your question, for sure.
If you could say one thing on the camera right now to him, say if he was listening, what would you say?
Look at you. Let's play Rob in the Magic Box. I love it. I love it. I would say his name is Philippe. I would say, Philippe, you know what? That moment that, you took me on the side and you gave me this advice. I'm sure maybe you don't even remember that, because it was just a moment. But trust me, after 20 years, I still remember. Yeah. And I'm grateful for that moment, because maybe I wouldn't be here right now if we didn't have this little conversation that we had at the time. So, yeah. Yeah. Look at you playing the Magic Box. Yeah.
Beautiful though, man.
Amazing. Rob, did you enjoy the interview?
That incredible. Yeah, loved it, honestly.
Thank you so
Thank you, Will. Thank
First
you
of
for
all,
inviting me on.
First of all, thank you so much for taking the time for the interview. Also, thank you for being so open and talk about, your sober journey, because you never know who's watching this interview right now, and maybe people, they appreciate seeing someone in a better place right now, and so open talk about that, because not about healing, it's about helping people as well. And so thanks so much for being so open and talk about that, and carry on with your amazing TikTok videos, because it's great. It brings smile to my face when I was listening. Your challenge, your exercise, this and that, it just brings good energy, so people appreciate that as well. So carry on, and for sure it's gonna go to a much bigger place for sure. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Ooh. So I was thinking about this for a little while, and one of the quotes I saw, what really sort of spoke to me, and I thought that's someone, because I was looking at loads of different ones and I was thinking, do I do something for myself? And this one spoke to me, and it's by Gandhi. It's, you must be the change you wish to see in the world.
Wow.
I don't think that can ring any more true. I think it all starts with you.
Absolutely. I love that. Gandhi is the man. Amazing.
All right.
Thanks so much. Have a good night. And it was a pleasure connecting with you, okay? Take care.
And you will. See you soon. Keep doing the good work. Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.